Can't focus during tests, can't focus when you're studying, can't focus when you're doing your homework. Most students think that they're just dumb or stupid, that they're the problem, that if they could just somehow change their brain or just sit there and pay attention, then somehow, some way, they'll be able to focus. And this cycle causes endless frustration. If that's the case, then here's the bad news. Just trying to focus isn't going to improve your focus. You can't do it. Nobody can. And I'll explain why at the end. The good news though is that you're not dumb, you're not stupid, and there's nothing wrong with you. Humans just can't try to focus harder to improve their focus. What you can do instead is this. Create the conditions for your brain to focus naturally. Instead of trying to work harder, learn to leverage situations so that focus feels effortless. In this video, I'll share 3 proven strategies to improve your focus without actually having to practice improving your focus. But before we dive in, we need to define the problem. You probably already know that teenagers' attention span has dropped down to goldfish levels. Just 8 seconds. What was that sound? And I know the shocking decline in attention span is directly linked to your plummeting grades and your academic struggles and frustrations. With your focus and attention span under constant attack, you don't need me to tell you that focus is necessary for you to not only get good grades, but to get into a good university, to do well in your job. Hell, focus is necessary for a good life. Now that we've established what a lack of focus is costing you, let's dive into these 3 tips. And bonus, see if you can find a common thread that weaves through all 3 of these. Let me come out and say it. Multitasking is a myth. The science is crystal clear. Every time you switch tasks, it takes a while for your brain to refocus on the new task. This is what's called the switch cost effect, and it adds up, killing your productivity. And this constant switching and refocusing is actually rewiring your brain, making it harder for you to concentrate in the long run. The tremendous amount of research on task switching has made it clear that the switch cost effect can significantly impact productivity. According to psychologist David Meyer, shifting between tasks can cost us up to 40% of our productive time. The switch cost effect, it reduces the quality of our work. We're more likely to make mistakes. It affects how much information we retain and leading to poor memory for studying and tests. It impedes your flow state, making it harder to have sustained work. It leads to decision fatigue and ultimately waste time. Every time you switch tasks during the workday, you lose around 23 minutes of concentration. If you ask me, that's insane. So what can you do about this? If you can't focus, especially when studying, try what's called the Pomodoro technique. Really what this is you focus for a set amount of time and take a 5-minute break. Start small at maybe 10 minutes, 5-minute break, 10 minutes, 5-minute break, and work up to about 30 to 40 minutes of intense focus and concentration. This will help your brain because your brain knows a break is right around the corner and you're not going to be tempted to switch tasks as often. I guarantee it'll increase your studies and your grades. Quality sleep is a non-negotiable if you want to be able to focus. Think of it this way. Imagine going on a long car ride but only filling up with half a tank of gas. You may not know whether you get there or not. Same thing goes for school. You have a long day ahead of you, but if you have a really crappy sleep, you're running on half a tank. You're not going to get through the day. You're not going to be able to focus. Science also backs up the importance of sleep for your overall grades and your ability to focus. This study found that longer sleep duration, better sleep quality, and greater sleep consistency were associated with better academic performance. These 3 sleep measures accounted for 24.44% of the variance in overall grade performance. Are you kidding me? Better sleep leading to 2 full grades, C to an A? If that doesn't sell you on the importance of sleep and the ability to focus, I don't know what will. So here's what you can do. Aim for, again, 8 hours a night. Come home and get your homework done so you aren't going to bed at 1 in the morning. Aim for better sleep quality as well. Perhaps get blackout blinds or a new mattress, something that will help you get a better night's sleep. And aim as well for sleep consistency. Aim to go to bed and wake up at the same time. If you do those 3 things, I guarantee your brain will have a much easier time focusing. Let me give you a scenario. Raise your hand if this sounds like you. You trudge into first period, you feel like a zombie, you can't pay attention, you put your head down, and even though you're trying to focus, you just can't. This probably even goes into second and third period and feels really bad after lunch as well. And I know this is the case because I see it with many students in my class every morning. So here's what you do. Stop eating like crap. When you wake up in the morning, don't pour yourself that delicious bowl of sugary Fruit Loops that is inevitably going to give you a crash 30 minutes later. When you go out for lunch, don't go for the cheap Toonie Tuesday at KFC, making you feel like garbage in fourth or fifth period. Instead, actually eat healthy, have a good breakfast, focus on fruits and vegetables, whole grains. I'm not gonna dive into everything about nutrition, but we instinctively know what is good for us. If you give your brain the food it craves, the food it needs to work optimally, it will, shockingly, work optimally. So actually start eating healthy, and I can guarantee you that your ability to focus will skyrocket. As a quick aside, if you found this video to be helpful to you, consider subscribing down below. It would greatly help the channel grow. Thank you very much. Remember how I said just focusing on focusing won't help you focus? Yeah, our brains don't work like that. For example, with exercise, just thinking about exercise isn't actually gonna get you in shape. You have to create the conditions, i.e. go to the gym, go on a run, in order to get the results that you want. The same thing goes for focus. If you're able to create the conditions for focusing, your brain will do what it's naturally designed to do. Focus on what you need it to. Secondly, did you catch the common thread between all three of these hacks? Something that makes you want to constantly switch tasks, impedes your sleep, and makes you feel like you don't have enough time to eat healthy? I'll give you a second to think. If you said it was your phone, you'd be 100% correct. Putting your phone away will prevent the damaging effects of the switch cost effect. The lack of blue light before you go to sleep will help you sleep better. You'll wake up more refreshed, and with putting your phone away, you'll probably have more time to think about what you want to eat to fuel your brain. So here's the challenge, and here's what I want you to do. If you really want to focus, don't think of this as a lifelong thing. Try this challenge for simply 2 weeks, 14 days, 2 school weeks, that's it. Firstly, minimize your phone use. Put it away when you need it away, whether that's in class or whether you're studying. Secondly, when you are studying and doing your homework, try the Pomodoro technique. 15 minutes of intense study, 5-minute break. I guarantee you'll get more done in less time. Improve your sleep. Put your phone away for a couple hours so you get into a deep sleep and your body can fall asleep naturally. And lastly, think about what you're eating on a day-to-day basis to fuel your brain. 14 days isn't that long, and I guarantee you'll feel so much better after that time that you'll just want to continue, and you'll realize that you're working smarter, not harder. The ability to focus and concentrate deeply ultimately unlocks your full potential, making learning more efficient and enjoyable. By creating conditions to improve your focus, you're not just bettering your grades, you're giving yourself a superpower that you can use for the rest of your life. If you struggled with focus, you may also not be taking the most out of your school readings. If that's the case, click on this video over here where I explain why reading is even more essential now for high school kids than in years before. Take care.